What's up, gang? Hey, man, this your boy CJ. Hey, man, thank you guys for tuning into the channel. I got a banger. Make sure you watch this one to the very end because an XP star who ran through thousands of guys is running the same exact play that every girl before her is running. So share this with somebody who needs to hear this. And if you have not done so already, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and jump into the CLG community. $399 for a year subscription, which comes out to $33, $34 a month. So jump in while you still can. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So I wanted to respond to that video because a lot of the guys in the CLG community was actually posting that video, and I had that video in my queue for a couple videos down, but I said, man, let me bring this video up because it's very important. So here's what you got to understand about women is a lot of people think that these women are unique, or that these women, you know, are different, or some are innocent, or, you know, they don't act like, you know, they're not like that, whatever the case is. Here's what you need to understand about women. No matter what part of the West that you operate in, women without control and boundaries, they're all going to act similar or the same. We got guys across the pond, we got guys in different countries dealing with the same exact stuff down to the T as the guys in America who deal with women as well. So it is crazy. It is crazy how similar women are. So the reason that I wanted to start the video that way is to show you that this is the game plan for most girls who have been ran through. They're all running the same exact play. Anytime I see this play trying to be ran on me, usually I am out. For example, what they do is when they're young, they sleep with a bunch of guys. And when I say they sleep with, they get slept with. Does it make sense? There's a difference from scoring 40 points and getting scored on by 40 points. So that's what girls don't understand. When they've been cracked a lot by a lot of different penises, it does something to them. It's different than a man who slangs a lot. A man who slangs a lot actually has to have skill. A woman who gets cracked a lot doesn't have to have any skill. Well, matter of fact, she lacks skill. She lacks skill. Think about that. The woman who gets cracked a lot actually lacks skill. She lacks the ability to reject. She lacks the ability to say no. She lacks the ability to not get cracked. So it's actually the polar opposite. So what these women do is they go through their young, beautiful years getting cracked by a bunch of men, and then they turn around and they run to the church in hopes to find a sucker. And you got to understand, the suckers that they be looking for in church, they still want this guy to be everything that they want. Tall, strong. They want him to have strong faith. And then they also want to tell him things like, oh, now that I'm reading the Bible, I have to wait until marriage before I give it up. All of those other guys in my past, they didn't really matter. I was going through something then. Bro, it is the same word tracks. It is the same play. It's almost as if they pulling it from the same book. And I come on the internet and I expose it all. And the reason why I expose it all, because I need guys to truly understand women. For example, in the CLG community, there are guys, you can jump in the community, you can see for yourself. Obviously, there's no cap in my rap. There are guys who have been cursed out by women, including myself, just to end up cracking that woman. It's almost like right before you're about to crack a woman, she's going to start an argument just to see how you handle it. So this is something that I need you to understand on a very deep level. The information that I'm giving you is very powerful. And it's even more powerful when you jump into the CLG community, because ain't nothing held back in that community. But it's extremely powerful. And the only thing I ask, and I have to throw this in every one of my videos, the only thing that I ask is do not use the information that I give you for evil. That's the only thing I ask. Now, a woman does use the information she gets for evil. A woman is naturally manipulative. If somebody came and taught women how to play men, they do use it for evil. What I'm trying to tell you is, because you're a man and you're held to a higher standard, don't stoop down to a woman's level. So Cardi B back in the day used to use her body and her seductiveness to drug men so she can rob them. A lot of women, not all of them, they're not as extreme as Cardi B where they're getting men robbed, but they're going to use their feminine nature. They're going to use things that they know about men in order to do evil. Does that make sense? Meaning that they want to take something from him that he does not want to give. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, some people will come on here and they'll be like, well, you want to use the techniques to get pussy. Hey, that's natural. And guess what? She's not a virgin. She's already been fucking. Most of these girls that we talking about have already been fucking. And they want to fuck. You get what I'm trying to say? So the stuff that I'm teaching is usually an equal exchange. The stuff that women want, they don't want an equal exchange. They want to dominate you. They want to take, and give very little to nothing. As men, we can't take. The reason why we can't take is because we have to have the skill required to even get the pussy in the fucking first place. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? There's a lot of skill that has to go into what we have to master. A ton of skill. A ton of emotional toughness. And guess what? She's still winning. She is still winning. Because the reason that she's giving it to the CLG guys and not any other guy is because the CLG guy is safe for her. She can spaz out. She can get her crazy thoughts out. She can get all emotional. She can get all psycho. The CLG guy stays the same. He stays consistent. He stays solid. He is a rock for her. He grounds her. He keeps her stable. When she's around the CLG guy, her brain slows down. Less anxiety. Less depression. This is why her giving her coochie to a guy like that is the way for her to repay him because he showed her something that she rarely gets to see. You understand? And not every CLG guy wants the pussy. Let's also get that straight. Not every CLG guy wants the pussy. We have some monogamous guys in the group, and they're actually talented. You get what I'm trying to say? So, not every CLG guy operates like myself. You know what I mean? I operate the way that I operate. I do what I do, but that's me. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't want nobody else to be like, oh, because CJ do it. No, you move to the beat of your own drum. That is the most masculine thing that you can do. But here is what I will tell you. Be wary of the girl who has a past where she was destroyed, ran through, then she wants to jump into the church and look for a church sucker. Be wary of that girl. Because she is trying to use her feminine energy to manipulate. She wants what she wants out of you. And the guy that does not understand that is the sucker. Now, the guy that does understand that, what I would say is, for example, and this is a clear example of a guy moving to the beat of his own drum. For example, let's say you're a square ball or a corny guy or a sucker. But let's say you are a sucker, but you are tall. You did get in the gym. You did get your money right. You're really good with finances. You have enough money to buy a house, all that crazy stuff. And you go to the church. And a girl that would have never gave you the time of day, an ex-whore, right? She's hot as fuck, but she gave that pussy to everybody who asked. She would have never gave you the time of day. You meet her at church, right? You get to talking to her. You find out that she's a whore. You still proceed to marry that whore because now the whore has turned a new leaf and she says, well, I don't believe in sex before marriage. I want to follow the word of God now. That was the old me. That's my testimony. That was my past. I have been baptized. I want to move forward. Let's say she does that to you. And you, not understanding female nature, you fall for the banana in the tailpipe. The banana in the tailpipe is a reference basically saying you fell for the oldest trick in the book. Let's say you marry her, you don't protect yourself, whatever the case is. Well, now you just entered into a contract with a person who is actually rewarded for breaking that contract. You've worked your whole life. See, this is what you don't see, buddy. You don't see that you've put in years of work, your whole entire life, to even get to the place of the man that she would even remotely even find enough of attractive to even give you, she not giving you a shot, but enough find you attractive enough to even glare your way, but you worked for that. But check this out. All of that work, or most of that work, goes down the drain when you commit to a woman who is undeserving. Because I'm going to tell you what happens in that relationship. And like I said, we got example after example after example. I see it all the time from the guys in the community. Guys from different countries have experienced the same thing. You got to understand, the guys that come in the community, some of them came straight out of a divorce. So you have to understand that, like, the stuff that I'm saying, I'm getting it from actual source after source after source after source in order to make my hypothesis. This is what happens when you're in the field, when you're actually on the ground and you see what's happening in the trenches. So the guy marries this girl. He doesn't protect himself in any way. This girl, maybe she gave you sex the first night, the honeymoon. Maybe she didn't. Some guys don't even get to fuck the girl on the honeymoon. And let's be honest, most of the times the guy goes through the girls, he falls into the girl reality because he thinks that's going to give him a better chance of getting laid. And what I mean by her reality is she's going to drop hints on you like, so, were you planning my wedding anytime soon? Oh, just to let you know, this is the ring that I would like if you ever want to buy me a ring. Oh, this is the type of wedding that I would like. Oh, this is, oh, I don't believe in prenups. Oh, I would never marry you if you decided to try to put a prenup on me. Like, that's very insecure on your part because I don't plan on leaving you ever. So the manipulation never stops. It's so deep and rooted in women that they don't even know they're doing it sometimes. Most of the times they do. That's why they have anxiety and all of this stuff, because they're so talented at manipulating people that it scares them how powerful their words are. So a lot of them have anxiety, especially the hot ones. A lot of them have deep-rooted anxiety, and a lot of them, like, they take pills for that shit. And then, like, they suffer from depression, anxiety as well. You know what I mean? A lot of them are crazy as fuck, let's be honest. And this is coming from the field. I'm not jumping into the numbers and the studies and the research and some group of people put the fuck all that shit. Nigga, I'm talking about the field, goddamn. I'm talking about everyday real people, real girls I meet in the field. They all play the same damn games. They text the same. They all do the same fucking shit for the most part. If you can't handle it, if you're not CLG, you're not going to get results. It's that simple. But he gets into this relationship with this woman. He allows this woman to basically dictate everything in the relationship. Basically, he puts her in a leadership role without he even knowing that she's in a leadership role, because she does it in a subtle way. She uses her feminine energy to break past his guard. he forgets that he's a man. He forgets that he is the God of the earth. He forgets that. You feel me? He forgets that he was appointed by God to lead. And the most powerful men not only lead women, they lead other men too. He forgets all of that. All of that is thrown out of the window when he meets this girl. And this girl starts working her dark magic on this guy. She starts breaking down his defense. Slowly but surely, chipping away, because women are patient. They don't want to manipulate you right away. The way that women manipulate men is they do the slow boil. For example, they say if a frog jumps in hot water, it'll jump right out. But they say if a frog jumps in lukewarm water and it gradually starts warming up, the frog will allow the water to boil it. It will stay for the entirety until it dies. This is how women cook most men. They don't burn you right away. It's more of a slow cooker. First, the water warm. It's real easy to get into. It's nice, warm, luke. It ain't as cold as the water the other chicks, right? And that's what I always tell people. If it's easy on the front end, sometimes it's going to be very difficult on the back end. But what happens is the cold water, it stings, so you don't want to play with it. You know what I mean? You jump in, oh, goddamn, it's too cold. You get away from it, right? The way that women play the game is the water be lukewarm. You get what I'm trying to say? You ease your little self up in there. You chilling. You know, the water keep getting a little bit hotter and hotter, but you ain't worried about the shit. You know, you just, goddamn, man, you know what I mean? Now it's becoming a hot tub. Now, before you motherfucking know it, it went from lukewarm to hot tub to now your ass is cooked. And when you cooked, you all the way cooked. When them goddamn attorneys start coming in and they start breaking down your assets and they start showing you what you gotta give and this and blah, 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 yada, 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 you're done. It's over, buddy. Finished. The only way that you can be at advantage, which is rare, is if the girl was the breadwinner. And most of the times, that is rare. Unless that guy is true CLG. But so few CLG guys exist that it's extremely rare for a girl to have to pay anything when it comes to a divorce. It is so rare that there was a video I believe that I showed on this channel. It is so rare that when a girl had to pay her husband $200,000, the male judge pulled her aside and said, out of my 20 to 40 years of doing this, I have never seen one woman have to pay. And he said, I feel bad for you, but here's what I will tell you. If you ever decide to get married again, make sure he signs a prenup and I will help you write it up. This is what guys are doing to pretty girls. This is also why pretty girls can be so manipulative and so dark. I knew this girl. It's a story of this girl who hooked up with a lawyer. And the reason that she knew how to manipulate men so well, because the dark triad lawyer that she was giving her coochie to when she was younger, he was teaching her law, teaching her things that she can do. So then when she did find a sucker, she used the law to drain him out of all his resources. It gets so bad for some men that some men can never recover. What I mean by that is after the divorce, they have to file bankruptcy, their credit gets shot, they have no money. I've seen men go from living in damn near mini mansions after the divorce, and then their wife keeps the mansion and they're living in a fucking Motel 6 with no money in their goddamn pockets, with the goddamn roof leaking and all they fucking damn clothes damaged. There are examples of all of this shit because he allowed her to do the slow boil. He was not CLG. He didn't protect himself. He didn't understand female nature. He didn't understand that she's running the same play as every other fucking bitch that has been through what she's been through, but he can't pick up on the signs because he's blinded by lust. Another thing too with the CLG is you find out that lust doesn't have that much of an effect on you like other guys, because you start to truly understand female nature. And when you truly start to understand female nature, you realize that the pussy isn't worth the disrespect. The pussy isn't worth giving away your livelihood. The pussy isn't worth that much. There are a lot of cases, you can even see it in the CLG community. I am personally one of the guys who actually has turned down more pussy than I've gotten, even though it may not come off that way. I have turned down, I got a video series called The Hard 30. There are girls that I've turned down. Wasn't feeling it, didn't want to do it. So this is where I want most of you guys to get to. I need most of you guys to understand the female nature. That's what this channel is about, right? I'm going to teach you a lot about the female nature. You're going to get a very good grasp on it just by watching the YouTube channel. Now, for the guys who want to become elite with females, for example, the guys that are the best in the CLG community, those are the guys that join the live calls. We do a live call every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. They participate. They post their wins, they post their losses, they post the things that they can get better at, they post all of that. Those are the guys that tend to be the best, right? And what I mean by tend to be the best is they're having their way. They're having their pick of the litter. They're able to get the girls that they deem and find attractive. They're able to choose. They're able to have choice. There is no overthinking. There is no lack of confidence. There is no settling for less. These guys don't have to, the ones that become elite, of course. Now, you have to work towards that. Now, not every guy is elite. Some guys take longer than others. I'm talking about the elite ones. But my job is to help guide you towards becoming elite sooner rather than later. So you don't have to be enslaved to the woman. And the reason why this is the only way is because the man was never meant to fall into a woman's frame or fall into a woman's viewpoints or fall into a woman's reality. Ever. It was never intended that way. God, man, woman, child. In my opinion, man is the God of the earth. This is why God sent his son as a son, a man, not a female. You get it? Even the Christians believe Jesus is God. God, Jesus was a man on the earth. Come on now. So, be wary of stuff like this. Beware of these women. For all you guys that are not in the CLG community, for the month of January, I'm making it as cheap as $399 for the yearly. So I decided to discount the yearly for all the guys who want to jump in for at least a full year. You still get a 7-day free trial. $399, I think that comes down to $34, $33 a month. So with that being said, I'm out. Peace.